Hey guys, this is Pop 690, and a Merry Christmas to everyone. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, then happy holidays and happy safe New Year. So today I'm going to be talking about Batman Returns. Now, I was going to try and talk about this movie on Christmas Eve, but it never happened because I was busy sorting out a few other plans on Christmas Eve. And before then, I was trying to do the review of it sometime when I was in New York, but that never happened either. So, Batman Returns is set during Christmas. That's why I'm doing it in Christmas, or on Christmas Day. The story evolves around the villain, the Penguin, coming to Gotham City. And basically, I guess you could say, he plays out a scene with his henchmen, or with one of his henchmen, to rescue the current mayor of Gotham. And by doing this, he ends up going for mayor so he can help the other villain, Max Schreck, get his power plant. At the same time, Penguin has other plans as well, which we'll go on to later in the film, where he tries to kill the firstborns of Gotham City. Also, in between all this, he tries to frame Batman for the murder of the Ice Princess with the help of Selina Kyle, Catwoman. And that's all I can basically say. There are a lot more stuff that goes on in this movie, but then again, as I've said in my Batman 1989 review, Burton's movies are all style and little substance, so I can't really talk about the plot so much. The cast, you have Michael Keaton as Batman, who still, in my opinion, does a great job. I do know that he did get a pay rise to reprise his role as Batman, so he nearly didn't cut it. But it was well worth raising his pay up so he can play Batman again. You have 3 villains this time, 2 being from the comics and 1 being originally made for the movie. You have the Penguin, played by Danny DeVito, which is a great casting choice in my opinion. Selina Kyle, Catwoman, played by Michelle Pfeiffer. And then you have a new villain, or rather an original villain, made for this movie called Max Schreck, played by Christopher Walken. Danny DeVito's Penguin is very different to the comics. In the comics, he's like runner of the Iceberg Lounge. He's sort of like he's not really insane. Like, he's very intelligent in the comics. So he's quite a smart one, and yeah. Danny DeVito's Penguin, or rather should I say Burton's Penguin, is rare. And I liked the changes to the Penguin just because I think it made his character a hint bit different. And you'll definitely see that if you watch this movie. It's very Burton movie. How do I put it? Very Burton-y, Tim Burton style. So the changes to Penguin, I think, were good. I mean, some people who are diehard Batman fans will probably disagree out of their minds and say, that's not the Penguin. But in my opinion, it's Burton's design choice, so I'm not complaining. Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman is really good. I mean, yeah, just really good. I mean, she nails the role, and yeah, in my opinion, Pfeiffer overtakes Hathaway by a long mile. And I might review the Nolan movies maybe after these 4 movies, which I'll talk more about at the end of the video. Christopher Walken's Max Schreck, what can I say? Christopher Walken steals pretty much every scene that he's in. You know, I mean, I would say it's very, how do I put it? Very, very menacing character. A lot of people thought that Max Schreck's character was very unnecessary, and I can understand that. But the thing is that I think his character is pretty good. Because Burton's reason, from what I heard recently, that he had Max Schreck in the movie, was because it's a quote saying something like, "Not all villains need to be colourful, like they can be slip through society and what have you." And I like that, and I hope that either Max Schreck as a whole or a character like Max Schreck gets put into DC Comics, because that's good. I mean, his character was brilliant, I thought. And of course, it's Christopher Walken being Christopher Walken most of the time. So there you go. There are a few returning from Batman 1989. I mean, like I said, Michael Keaton as Batman and Bruce Wayne. Michael Gough is back as Alfred. And I can't remember the guy who played Commissioner Gordon. I forgot to mention him in the 89 movie. That's kind of the nitpick I have with this movie. I mean, in the 1989 movie, it's understandable why Commissioner Gordon doesn't talk to Batman, because it's basically like Batman's early days, and like he's only just begun and what have you. But in this movie, they have the shortest screen time, like, at all, really. I mean, they talk, and they're gone. Whippity-doo-dah. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. So, the art style for this movie is spot on, pretty much. I mean, I can't really say much. I mean, it's Tim Burton style, it's set during Christmas, so it gives a sort of, happy, cheerful side with a very dark and twisted criminal-like, environment. It looks completely different to the 89 movie, like, really different. I mean, most locations are different. I do know that Batman 1989, or as Batman as just some people call it, was filmed in England, and Batman Returns was filmed in Los Angeles. It's really good art design. A lot of people, I heard someone say that they didn't like the design choice, just because, it's just Burton doing his Burton stuff. I guess that's how I can put it. I can understand that. What I also read recently as well is that Batman Returns had so many different scripts. One of them now known as Batman 2, which, from what I heard, the Max Schreck character wasn't even going to be in Batman 2, and it was still going to keep the Christmas setting. But from what I heard of it, it's very dark and violent, from what I've heard, and it's if that was what Batman Returns would have been, then it would have been a very non-kid friendly movie whatsoever. So, yeah, Batman Returns, I can't really say much more about it. I mean, would I say it's better than the 89 movie? I do like it a hint bit more. For the fact being that in the Batman 1989 movie, it was all about the Joker and less about Batman. But in this movie, they did try and balance it out, like keep up with the villains, while also having Batman featured a lot more in scenes. And the idea of Batman getting framed, I kind of dig that a bit more because it sort of gives like a shady side to the character, like people think, is he really out for truth and justice? So, I mean, you get my point. It's a different contrast, and it works better in this movie. So Batman Returns gets a 4.9, I think. Yeah, 4.9 out of 5 on my scoreboard. It's a really good movie. It's kind of a Christmas movie, so you can watch it during Christmas. No harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. My bad. So yeah, Batman Returns. Of course, let me know how you think of this movie in the comments down below. And also, one thing I forgot to mention is the Danny Elfman music. In both the 1989 review and almost forgot it in this review. In both movies, they're absolutely incredible works. I've listened to most of the tracks from both movies, and Danny Elfman just like, wow. It's just, I mean, I really like the music in these movies. I mean, I will admit in Returns there were a few that sort of were a bit forgettable, but other than that, I mean, they did do. Elfman did a really good different rendition of the '89 music for Returns. So, anyways, that's my review of Batman Returns. Of course, leave your thoughts in the comments down below, because I do know there are a few people that do hate this movie, and I can kind of dig why. So yeah, for New Year's Eve, gotta do Batman Forever. And I'm not going to talk about my thoughts on it now until I get there. So New Year's Eve, or December 31st for people who can't count. Sorry, but just have to get it out there. Batman Forever review. And yeah. Anyways, I mean, that's my thoughts. You're just gonna have to wait for the thoughts until New Year's Eve. So guys, that's my review of Batman Returns. As I said for like the millionth time. So yeah, this is Pub 000690 signing out.